Hey, what's going on? It's B from Kongs or Us, and welcome to Build Your Own Legends Season 2. This is B, Kongs or Us, your host, and we got a couple other folks that are be helping out the competition this time around, the same old folks, Mr. Restalgia and Tampatec. What's going on, guys?
How's it going, man?
Yeah, so it is a Thursday evening here in the US of A. Still is Thursday in Canada too, no? This international competition, you aren't in some funky time zone and some time warp that the Canucks have, no?
I am from the future to you, but just a few hours.
You are from the future. How is it over there? How's the weather?
It's a different world over here.
I see.
It is at least 3 hours ahead.
How's the weather where you're at though? I've always been curious.
It's getting colder.
More? Yeah,
it's getting colder. It's not terrible. I'm still out in shorts, and I don't know. We're like, we deal in Celsius, so it's like 9 to 10 degrees on average. If it gets really warm for us right now, it's like 14, 15 degrees, but it's been all right. It's not too bad. Today was a nice day.
All right, Celsius. What's that calculation for you, Tampatec? Do you know what that means in Fahrenheit?
God, why do they use Fahrenheit? This is what I don't understand about the United States. They're trying to be different. Everywhere else in the world is metric and like they use Celsius, and then over here, when people from Canada start to talk to me about Celsius, and I have no clue, and I feel stupid. And we're like in a bubble in the United States. We're like a little. We only know one. Like most of the people in the United States only know one language. All right, we only know Fahrenheit. We only know standard. We don't know metric. We don't know Celsius. We're so uncultured. We're kind of like the dumbasses of the world.
But it's because we're America. What do you expect? That's where the best modders come from. That's America.
America. We don't even say America right.
Yeah, you guys keep talking. See, I'm just gonna let the Canadian contestants just show you that we make the best mods. It's gonna be pretty straightforward.
You may say that, but we have an amazing guest that's joining us today, who is from the States, who is from America, who is a 2-time champion of a Legends Connect type of competition. So he's setting the bar pretty high. But we do have a super chat from Mr. Akuma Rev that says, "This is to get Restalgia into the bat suit now." Have you ever put it on?
Oh, I put it on all the time.
Yeah.
Usually when I'm out fighting crime in the middle of the night. No, I've put that suit on many times.
Dive in.
And I'm not
turn off the mic and turn it back on. Boom, you're in the bat suit.
That's true. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna put the suit on now, but maybe sometime in the future, in the near future, I will consider
during the live stream? During the live stream, we'll shock everyone.
I think for the finale, we need to get call out the Restalgia meter bat signal or something.
See, and that's the thing. I mean, our final live stream is going to be, what is it, October 28th? It's pretty close to Halloween.
It is.
Maybe I would consider
a Halloween stream.
Put it on.
Tampatec,
and then hire like a person to impersonate Joker and beat the crap out of them. On live stream.
Yeah, I've gone to a couple conventions where people are dressed up, and when I go with my bat suit, it's the first thing that happens is I get a bunch of Jokers like jumping on my back and pushing me around. And
no way.
I got to beat up a lot of people.
That would annoy the crap out of me.
Oh, that'd be fun. All right, we got to make that Halloween stream pretty fun. So Tampatec, I'm expecting you to also throw down too. Do you have a favorite character or something that you got? Do you transform into anything besides crazy Italian super dad?
I transform into drunk dad.
You got a double fist though. I love family cosplaying though. If we can do that, that'd be really fun. And maybe the contestants can get into it. I'm sure this next gentleman is all about the Halloween. I'm going to bring in our next guest who you all been waiting to talk about his amazing builds. I don't think this is a costume at all. I think he dresses up like this every single day of the week. Hello, Jacob from Things to Rot Your Brainz. What's going on, man? Hello. You're muted right now. So let's get you off camera because you're too scurry, man. You have you and a guest. What's up?
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Yes. This is my girlfriend, Donna. Yeah. Donna of the Dead.
Very funny. Yeah.
Very cute. Yes. Donna of the Dead. She's very clingy.
She's very needy. She's very needy. She is dead weight though, so she's not going to sit here the whole time.
Oh. Jacob, what is up, man? How you been? So welcome back to Build Your Own Legends Season 2. How you feeling?
Yeah. Feeling pretty good. And yourselves, guys?
Doing good to have you
Well
back in the competition. And so let's hear a little bit about you for folks that don't know who you are. So introduce yourself, give folks the Jacob Johnson Things to Rot Your Brainz crazy introduction of who you are.
Yes. So my name is Jacob, and I am a special effects makeup artist who just got into cabinet design building just under a year ago. With my first build was the CoffinCade. I entered into AtGames, submitted, and won the competition. And then I went on to build a ZombieCade for the Mod Wars for Kongs R Us and To Die For Bobby Voo, and ended up winning that as well. And since one of those last competitors was Canadian, technically I'm able to say that I am a 2-time international award-winning arcade cabinet designer. So, boom. I like scary things and monsters, and I like making arcades and having fun. So I hope that kind of sums it up. I mean, I could go on forever and ever, but that pretty much sums it up. Yeah.
Nice. And both Restalgia and Tampatec, you guys remember Jacob from the first competition. When you had to describe Jacob to others, like, how do you describe this amazing character of a man?
Eccentric is the word that comes to my mind. Eccentric.
Thank you. Thank you. I will take that as a compliment.
That is a compliment.
Very creative.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that
creative.
one of the biggest things that I was impressed with was the lack of, I don't want to say lack of technical skill, but the lack of technical knowledge going into this competition or going into last season. And just it blew me away. When I saw what he was doing, I was like, okay, can this guy even pull it off? And then he started sending updated, as he was supposed to. He sent me weekly updated progress reports and pictures. And he was like, what do you think about this? And of course, I was looking at everything. I was like, you're doing a really good job. And then he ended up keeping a lot of things as like a surprise, which as a panelist, I had no idea what was happening. And then when he presented, I was just blown away by everything he did. It's really, honestly, it's inspiring for a lot of people who are a little bit nervous to kind of get their hands on anything technical. Just, you did a great job, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was really what happened. Is I had an idea for an arcade cabinet, this CoffinCade, and somebody presented me that, hey, they're doing this competition at Games. All I wanted was to get my cabinet made for free, and I did.
That was awesome that you're able to use your creativeness for it. So let's just walk back. Let's take a trip down memory lane. And for folks that want to follow Jacob and his YouTube channel, it's called Things to Rot Your Brainz. So all these videos are there on that channel. Please check it out. There's a link in the description below. But let's check out the CoffinCade again one more time and just have you kind of walk through this Ghouls and Goals CoffinCade. Tell us about kind of just as we hear about it, what it was for you to build this.
This was all made out of pallets, so it was very, very cheap to make the actual frame itself. And I wanted to have this Old West style pincher toe coffin that once you open up the front panel to reveal the arcade inside, which you're going to see right here. It all drops down. I wanted the arcade panel to be on the door itself, and I wanted to make that. That's what it all came down to. Is I had this idea. I wanted to make that. And like I said, I submitted to the competition. I heard back from Restalgia first, and he seemed to like the idea. And I was just like, all right, let's do this. And I was a little nervous at first. You know, once I found out who my competitors were, they were all these YouTuber guys. I was just like, I felt really out of my league. And all I could think was, okay, like with Glenn, with Cool Toys, with all the other competitors like Rexer and stuff, like I knew I was not going to be able to out technical these guys. These guys, like literally like the godfather of retro gaming and stuff. I was not even going to be able to compete with that, but I might be able to out artist them. And that's what I tried to do, was use my artistic skills as a special effects artist and haunted attractions designer that I've been doing for like the last 10 years to just put all my skills at play to try to make this. And everybody seemed to like it. So yay for the CoffinCade.
That was the CoffinCade. I mean, super amazing there. You can see the time and art. And I love the approach that you just mentioned, right? The artistic approach. I mean, Tampatec, when you saw this from an artistic standpoint and a technical, you said this was the most impressive cab. Like, what did you think about this when you saw it in its finality?
The cabinet is probably the most impressive. Yeah, definitely. And I always wonder, like, about your neighbors, like, if they ever catch you outside walking around like a zombie, carrying around like crap, and you're like, you look like a psycho outside your house, like, what do they say? What do they like? Do they know? Like,
like clearly because like last year I had the best yard display in my county. That was the scariest. You know, when we do like the neighborhood barbecue, I put on a magic show for people and do fire eating and fire breathing. They know who I am. There's no denying that they live next door to somebody not normal. Yes, yes. And most of them seem to appreciate it. Every once in a while you get somebody who doesn't, but other than all, like people like seeing a fire breather in a neighborhood.
Yeah, so
this
there's like
room that one neighbor that freaks you out. Like there's one neighbor that complains or something.
No, you just get some people who are like, most people are like, hey, how's it going? You're the magician, the fire breather, and other people
because then he shows them this room and says like, this is what happened if you mess with me. So I mean, this is my plastic room. So what do you call this room that you have your arcades and like workshop in? Is this a place that you actually have in your house that you invite guests into? Is this your workshop or your personal space? What is this?
Oh, that's so sweet that you think that I have friends, man. That's awesome. No, this is my basement. This is part of my workshop down here. This is where I film a lot of my stuff. This is where I set a lot of the things up. I just on the other side over here is the CoffinCade, but I got it behind a curtain and it's all lit differently. And this is, you know, it's my basement. I stained the walls and dressed it all up and, you know, put a bunch of funky lights in it and have fun down here.
Nice. And
so
then
yeah, it's my post-mortem arcade.
That is a good name for it.
That is a good name. That's when you come up with all these other names of like, here's the ConCade or here's the RestalgiaCade. Like a post-mortem arcade has a nice theme to it. So you went a next step further in addition to the CoffinCade, and then you started putting this guy together too, which is next the competition for Mod Wars that Bobby Vu and I put together. And talk about what's behind you now, and then how did you evolve from CoffinCade to this?
Well, it just felt like the natural progression. So I was originally going to call it the BodyCade. And then I was just like, the ZombieCade was too obvious. But no, I heard about the competition. They said no rules. And originally I was like, oh, I could probably get this thing done in, you know, relatively moderate cost because I had most materials at the house. And then once I bit into this thing, ooh, it was a big bite. And I went so over budget. I went so over like everything. Like this would not have been this was not a $300 budget build. I just went nuts with this thing. Everything was custom on this. The hand, the guts, the eyes, and the head, the teeth, every single thing that you see there is custom. The background music on the AtGames board, the background screen image on the AtGames board. You see them custom eyes. I spent like 90 hours making this thing. Like, see, custom guts and intestines and literally just every single little piece. But I wanted to make this ZombieCade. It sounded cool. I want to do this. And it felt right. It just felt like what I needed to have. I want to have a zombie where like literally the chest comes off. It's kind of similar like the CoffinCade as opposed
First
to the
off, Restalgia, do you approve the use of the Legends Connect board in the zombie raid? Is that an approved method for a Legends Connect board?
I gotta say, man, whatever gets your juices flowing, if that helps the creative process, then you can put that Legends Connect board anywhere you want.
I remember when you made the teaser video of you doing that, and I was like, you must have like 1 million of these Legends Connect boards. You must just be like showered in them at this point because
I've had a couple of them. But aside from those and the pinball machines, that's all the only AtGames products I have is a bunch of AtGames Legends Connect board arcade builds and then the 2 pinball machines that I've won.
You won 2? Oh my gosh, right.
One was from AtGames and the other one was from Bobby Vu with his custom back box. So
wow.
So now that you have the vanilla pinball machine, were you planning to do any modding to that machine as well at any point?
I mean, I've got ideas for it. Trust me, I've got ideas for it. I've got, I could totally make it the ultimate like graveyard display with bones on it and the tombstone top and kind of like see everything that you've seen here and kind of like pull it all together and make this thing look like part coffin, part coming out of the ground, part, just a homage to Halloween.
So I've always wanted to ask you about this portion of it. When you have the projector in there, what's projecting and how is that connected? Like what's happening for folks that are watching? I don't know if Restalgia and Tampatec see this, but he added a second player using the projector.
using the Legends
Dual screen.
So what I took the control panel from the pinball machine and
Mhm.
mounted in this box, and I ran splitter wires, HDMI splitters, and all the power cables that go to it, so that it's a secondary player, and it's got a projector built inside of it. So I've got 10 feet of cable, 10 feet of HDMI, all this power
And
running
those are the
to
wires
it.
at the bottom. Got it.
Yes, yes,
So
that
you just
runs
split
to
the
it. So now
signal into the projector, essentially.
Yep,
Mhm.
that's exactly what I did. HDMI splitter coming out of the AtGames board, one going to the screen, one going to the projector.
Mhm.
And at first I was very apprehensive. I was like, oh, I'm going to have a projector, and you move. You're not going to stand perfectly still, but you're not playing these high frame rated games. It's all 16, 32, 64-bit games. I'm not moving that much to put out of focus. I have a blast playing that thing. I actually play that quite a bit. Stand there, you can sit there on your lap, and as long as you're not, you play that thing really well, and it projects really, really well, because I got one of those high def projectors in there. That's why the box had to be so big.
Yep.
Like I said, I went way over budget.
What kind of projector is it?
Oh man, I got it down here, but I'm all head put it up because it's one of those HDMI ones, high def ones. I don't know. It was
any brand.
It's all blocked up right now. It was like $130.
Oh, okay, Amazon or something.
Yes. I didn't go for the lowest end one because I wanted to have something decent here to play with. So,
Tampatec, what do you think of the ZombieCade compared to the CoffinCade? I don't know if you've seen this level of the build.
Wow, it's like that thing's impressive. The detail that you put into that, it looks like a real zombie inside his guts. That looks crazy. Like so your wife into like all the same zombie stuff?
No, not at all.
That's why it's in his basement.
How does that work? How do you like?
It's opposites attract. It's literally one of those scenarios. Yeah. Like she's not into any of this, and I'm not into some of the things that she's in, and that's quite all right. We share some. Is she really a
girly girl, like into like the feminine stuff, or no?
No. She's a reader. She likes music, and sometimes it's not the same music as me, and.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. I don't like all horror movies. There are other things that we're able to watch together and have fun with. But no, she is not into this at all. My kids are, but she's
wow. That's cool.
Restalgia, what do you think of the ZombieCade?
I love it. I don't know. What can I say that hasn't already been said? It's just really creative. It looks awesome. The amount of attention to detail that was put into that thing is it's bar none one of the most creative standalone arcade machines that I think I've ever seen.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
it seems to be that people liked it. I mean, like I said, I put a lot of time into that thing, and I know it's not for everybody, but it's for me, and that's all I really cared about.
Bobby Boo approved of it, so I mean, you were the ultimate winner of it, and so he is here and he is screaming USA, 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 because that's what this competition is all about. And it is. You did have an international competition out there where you did beat a Canuck already. So, but you aren't an official competitor. You are a guest competitor because this time around you've already won 2 pinball machines. You don't need a third, but you still wanted to compete. What's driving you to still do this, even though you're not officially in the competition?
Okay, so when I was getting into this, I looked into like the Raspberry Pis. And then I saw this competition and got into the AtGames boards, and dude, I love them. That's what I play. I don't really play anything else, and the community's been great. You guys have been lots of fun. I've got to go out and win 2 competitions when before I was, making haunted house things and having fun doing that, but now I'm able to, make some arcades and do some other things. I'm always a fan of the more you do, the more you get to do type of thing, and
Yeah, and I love that you've been part of the community recently too. Sorry, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you were looking at all your options before you got the Legends Connect board. Have you had an opportunity to play with a Raspberry Pi?
Oh, I've got a really cool briefcase build that, it opens up and the screen is mounted to the inside of the briefcase. It's not joysticks or anything. I've got some PlayStation 1 controllers hooked up to it. And, I've got all the games on that. And I was able to do it. And it's just not as user friendly. It's the AtGames boards hooked up to where you're doing the community events where you're literally able to compete with other people from around the world who have the same product. Like, it sounds like I'm pitching for the company. They did not pay me to say this.
Well, that was going to be my question. It was like, okay, if you've dabbled with Raspberry Pis and you've played around with the Kinect, why would somebody be interested in the Kinect over a Raspberry Pi? And you've more or less said it.
Yeah, it's the community. It's being able to compete with others, being able to talk to others. Yes, the Raspberry Pis have the communities, and yes, you can hook up, but they don't have like. Seriously, they've got communities for the pinball machines, communities for the AtGames board, for all the vintage games. They change it up every week and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun that way. Instead of having to go down and play at a boardwalk to play arcade games to try to compete with, the local who's who to get the highest score, I'm in my basement playing by myself. How else can I get that experience? Mm-hmm. This is it.
Yep. Absolutely.
And I love that you've been trying to get back into the community. And in fact, you hosted your own competition for the community about do your best zombie to give away some of your bone sticks. So talk about this that you did. This is the winner stream.
Yeah, so National Owners Day came up. I reached out to PK and was like, hey, would you mind if I did a bone toggle giveaway and have, the community dress as zombies? And he was like, yes, do that. And I sent out this video, and I had several people respond, as you see, with the zombies there, and was able to have a winner, and they got to pick whatever color they want. They came in. I called the colors. The first one was like Betty White, and then the Buster Browns, which were like brown and dirty, and then the Bloody Buddies, which were just like blood covered bones. The more recent samples I was able to get.
That's awesome. So were you impressed? I mean, you're a magician and a graphic a graphical artist person. This person was the one that did any of the entries really impress you at all?
Oh, there was, as you saw, some of those were terrifying. There were some great ones there. There's some very creative people out there, and I'm glad people had fun with it. I'm going to keep doing some more things like that in the future, and hopefully you guys will participate and, be a zombie, be weird, and have some fun.
Are you going to be offering those bone toggle zombies prints or something like that? You said that you might be offering them at some point, right?
Yes, they're actually going to be getting those ready here real soon to be able to sell them if you guys would like to purchase them. So
nice.
That'll be coming up real soon.
Awesome. Well, stay tuned for that. And the last thing that you put together most recently was a tutorial about the Legends Connect board. So this Deadtorial here, let's just play this and then have the sound going because we wanted to showcase this last week. And this was kind of like a preview for your involvement in this competition for BYOL Season 2. So let's get this going and turn it up full screen.
Dr. Redfield here, two-time award-winning international arcade cabinet designer, here to give you tips on what not to do with your AtGames Legends Connect board. This is for science.
I love how you trash these.
This is a fragile, delicate piece of electronics, and you should never drop it. Never try to replace the watch battery with a beer bottle cap. And only use an appropriate power source for this device. It is not suggested to submerge it in water. Bloop, 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 bloop. And while we're at it, never cover it in blood. Digital clotting may occur. Never hit it with a hammer. Or use as a weapon. Ooh, that pissed me off. Grilling with it is ill-advised. So is eating it. The brain of the machine is not actually brains. Also, this is not an appropriate implant device. Do not use as a frisbee. It does not hyzer well. Attaching firecrackers to it is not an appropriate way to celebrate. Never use as a vessel for a Kandarian demon. Driving over it is not considered modifying. And finally, breathing fire on it is the quickest way that I know to void your warranty. It is not a sideshow prop. Now, I have smashed this thing, bashed this thing, hell, I have driven over it with a car. Does it work? No, but it's still here. It's like the Living Dead of board game. This thing will rot your brains. Now I just need to put it out of its misery. I guess I'm going to take it out back and treat it like Old Yeller.
That's so funny. So, I mean, so Dragon is Game, how many were actually destroyed in the making this? Was that the same one that you used over and over again? Yeah. What was your favorite way to? Oh, whoops, sorry.
They were all my favorite.
Was that real fire?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a special effects.
You're blowing fire out of your mouth.
Yep. I am a trained professional fire performer.
The many talents of Jacob. So
Yes. No, I had fun smashing and bashing those things. Like I still got it. It's here sitting around somewhere, but if you plug it in, it just kind of smokes really bad. And
does it still
like
work? No.
it's still but it's still like surprising. Like when you plug it in, like I was expecting like nothing to happen at all, but no, you get smoke from somewhere, and you're like, ooh, something's clearly overheating.
Smoke effect. Yeah, it's a smoke machine now.
That's your fog machine. Yeah.
Yes,
there you go.
The Legends Connect the fog machine. Add that to an update, PK.
With natural burning electrical sense.
Cool.
So the real question is, how many total Legends Connect boards have you owned and cycled through and used in all of your projects? I'm kind of curious what the total number, because people are like, I've used like 5 Raspberry Pis. Like, how many total have you used in all your projects so far?
Well, like 4 or 5.
Yeah. That's a lot of Legends Connect board. You might be Legends Connect board #1 fan. So
probably. And what happens? I just keep winning them, like from you guys. I didn't have to pay for that. I won that because I submitted a video.
That's true.
It's great. It's great. It's great. I've got them kind of just like I've got another idea for another build or two that they're just sitting around waiting to go.
Yeah, very cool. The Majinian says, that's where I see the leprechaun. He tells me to burn things. So it's good to see folks in the chat. Folks in the chat that are watching around, I'm hoping if you have any questions for Jacob, throw into the chat, because we're going to get into now the next phase of why he's in this competition. And you submitted actual designs for BYOL Season 2. And you are in the competition following the same rules. So you're under the same guise that everybody else in this competition is. So talk about your plans and what you're going to do this season.
Okay, so I just did the ZombieCade. It was so over budget. I want to be able to show the community that you could build something cool within a budget. So it was $300 for this competition. I'm going to show you guys how to make a 2-player arcade setup. That's going to be, I mean, you guys guessed it. I'm going to do something spooky. It's going to be a Tombstone arcade or Tombstone pinball machine.
There it is.
Some people are going to be like, oh, nope, go.
Yeah, these are the drawings that you submitted. So from this, when you start your builds, do you always start it using some sort of design like this? Is this kind of you always draw it out?
Yeah, I got to have some kind of basis to start from. You know, something starts in your head, put it down on paper, find plenty of great references that you can look at. And then you got to start going, measuring twice, cutting once, and then having to cut once over and over again.
Mm-hmm. I can confirm that on the Season 1 submission, he came to me with like 5 pictures, and he had drawn up a sample of what he wanted to do, and his application stood out. And 100%, this is typically how he starts his plans. It's always interesting to see the inception all the way out to the full concept being completed. So I'm excited to see what you do with this.
Not only did you draw these, but you started throwing some pictures of what you might be using along this, some double tombstone builds. Tampatec, what did you think about these pictures and these drawings when you saw this? Is this something that can be done under $300?
He usually, keeps true to his sketch. And like since I known Jacob, he kind of like keeps, I would say majority of it is true to his sketch. So yeah, I don't doubt his skill. And I say what you see there is pretty much at the end game. You're going to get mostly what you see in the sketch and maybe extra.
All right, so there are 2 different submissions here, though. So there's the TombCade, which is a 2-player side-by-side horizontal build, or the Pinball machine, which is a vertical pinball machine. So talk about your thoughts of doing either or, and I'm going to put a poll in the chat soon because I want to hear from the audience on which one of these you prefer Jacob to do. So give us your pros and cons for both, and then let's put it to chat to see which one they want to see.
After doing the last competition, I saw Rexer did that awesome pinball wall mount thing that he did. And it was really cool. It really impressed me. And I just got into pinball since winning that other pinball machine. And man, it'd be great to build another pinball machine. But at the same time, I like playing games where I'm able to have, friends come over and play and being able to play side by side and get that 2-player feel. when I built the CoffinCade, if you guys remember, I was the only person that built a multiplayer station. Everybody else had one-player setups. And I'm a big fan of being able to play with your friends. That's why when I built the ZombieCade, it was just a one-player thing. And then I'm like, how do I play with my friends? Then I built that projection unit that was, a secondary player station. So I'm always kind of thinking like that. So originally I wanted to do the Tombstone pinball machine, but then I couldn't come up with a fancy name. And then TombCade is fancy, just flows easier. So I was like, so I just drew up both and kind of submitted them to Restalgia for the competition and to you guys. And I was like, I don't know which one I'm going to do yet, but you've seen what I do and you know that I'll do something. So here you go.
Yeah. So Restalgia, do you have any preference for either the TombCade or the Tomball machine?
I like the TombCade personally, just because I don't know. I don't even know why. When I look at the two pictures and the two options that we've got, for whatever reason, I'm drawn to the TombCade more than the Tomball machine, but it's pretty close. I think you could go with either one of these and they're both going to be pretty awesome.
Nice. How about you, Tampatec?
Well, I'm more like a pinball guy. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I like some of my favorite games is like Time Pilot and some of the single player games. Tomball, I don't know. I kind of like the look of Tomball, and TombCade. I get it. Like it's 2-player, but everyone in my house, they like that high, like Fortnite crap, and they don't want to play the retro games. Like I'm the only one who plays retro games because I'm old. So I'm in my 40s, and I grew up with that. And I love pinball, so I like Tomball. Over TombCade. Don't get me wrong, TombCade's cool. Shit, I don't know, but I don't think off your rating, like the PG-13 rating, by saying that. But it is. I like it a lot, and you can't go like Restalgia said. You can't go wrong with either or.
Absolutely. And so folks are voting. We have 19 votes in so far. And this might actually help you determine kind of what you might do, because the audience for this competition will have an opportunity to win the machine that you build. And from 19 votes, it looks so far that 63% of our audience says they like the vertical Tomball machine. But you kind of already started down the path of the TombCade. So how are you thinking right now in terms of what you've started and the audience feedback so far?
Either way, I'm at a point right now where the screen could be in either direction. It's once the screen gets mounted in place, I've got to commit to it and go from there. Yeah. If I do turn that and make that the pinball machine, I'll probably narrow everything down because it'll be more set up for a 1-player, because that's wide enough for a 2-player right there.
Got it. Right.
But once it's all going to come together relatively quickly for me, hopefully.
Yeah, people are saying both are awesome. TombCade for the win. Some people like the name TombCade, but some people are looking like they prefer the vertical Tomball machine. So talk about this build in its current stage right now. We're already 1 week into the competition, so I mean, there's less than about 3 weeks left in the competition officially. Like, where are you at in terms of completion, and what are we looking at?
Right now it's at that point, and so right there. Okay, that was first step. I wanted to make once again. So with the previous builds, I had my custom bone toggles. So for this one, you guys are getting custom skull toggles. So I sculpted those, molded them up in silicone, set them up so they have threadings in them, and then ran them in 2-part polyurethane. So that's 2-part plastic, and that's going to be the toggle for the arcade machine.
That's sweet. That's a really cool topper.
So whoever wins this is going to be getting these custom skull toggles that nobody else is going to have these. Like literally nobody else is going to have these.
Well, and the big thing that you want to mention there is that these are not 3D printed. You're not going to have 3D print lines. Like these are going to look like production pieces. So
love the skull toggles. Awesome. That's right. The toggle is an insta buy, and you cannot buy these yet. He may offer them in the future, but this will be, you need to win these as part of the voting process. And so to remind folks that maybe didn't catch the premiere episode, but for the winners this time around will be given a community vote, and so whoever votes will have an opportunity to win this. So all you got to do is vote. You got to participate. you come in the bone toggle.
That's right. One voter will win this build. So
yeah. All right. So this build, you said you can go either way. I love that you already kind of have some branding on it. I see the speakers at the bottom right there. So there's some cutouts. Got another custom skull on the top. Was this the shape that you envisioned so far?
It's kind of what I'm leaning toward. I always submit ideas, but as an artist, I'm like, ooh, I might like this. This is gonna look cooler, fancier. Believe me, when I'm done with this thing, I want this thing to just be dripping with atmosphere from like Creep Show. If any of you guys are horror fans and you know the movie Creep Show, like I want this thing to just feel like something out of a Tom Savini's Wet Dreams. Like, sorry.
He says more skulls, please. So
yes.
And we got a $2 super chat from Jay's Chaotic Carnival of Dreams, one of your competitors, who's saying for Bobby. Yeah, so Jay's here supporting. But yes, Papa Brad, you do need to vote. So we will go over voting details at a later point in the show. But Restalgia, do you have any feedback for Jacob at this point, looking at this build so far? Any kind of thoughts and from your expertise of a man?
My expertise is that this is exactly what I was expecting from Jacob at this point. I mentioned in season 1, I really didn't know what to expect from anybody. And everybody delivered above and beyond what they said they were going to. In terms of this, as soon as I saw your drawings, I was like, all right, we're in for something good here. And even we're only 1 week in, and you've got this thing framed out, and you've got everything laid out the way that you want it to, and you're kind of toying with the idea, which one do I go with? Do I go with the pinball style? Do I go with the arcade style? Honestly, I would just say, man, keep doing what you're doing. There's nothing I could tell you that would improve what you're already doing at this stage. So just keep trucking along, man.
How about you, Tampatec? Any initial thoughts from this? Any direction you'd like to see this go?
I don't know. Like, he really doesn't need any advice at all. Like Restalgia said, once he has his mindset on something, it's like a runaway train. And I'm more of a pinball fan than I am. I love my Time Pilot, and I love my like retro games. I think vertical games are awesome. You can also play those games on there, but single player, which is also cool. Like, of course, have the nudge. Nudge has to be a must. The nudge buttons, the flipper buttons, which has to be comfortable. What else? I mean,
if you're going
I think he has that already.
Yeah, if you're going pinball, make sure you got a nice pad for your palm so you don't dig into the corner of that plywood.
Yeah.
I like this.
Round it out.
The CryptCade.
That
could be another one.
That's so witty. I love that. That's exactly what. Oh, that's so punny. Oh,
what did you gotta write that down and use it again later?
The first one was Ghouls and Goals. Like, that's clearly Ghouls and Ghosts I'm ripping off of, which is one of my favorite games. Like, to just hate.
Yeah, that's one of the best games that's ever been made.
So beautiful, and I want to get so much better at it. It's just so frustrating.
I never beat that game. I
don't think anybody
who tells you they
first stage. Who got past the first stage? Like,
I think the first stage.
Yeah, I could get past the first stage too. That game, I don't think I've ever successfully beat it 100%.
No, anybody who tells you they're a liar.
Even with the rewind button's hard.
Too funny. All right. Well, let me just remind everybody that Jacob from ThingsToRotYourBrainz is actually American. So Team US, go, go, go. How do you feel about that international flavor to this year's competition? We have 2 competitors from the US. You are an exhibitor. Do you have any national pride in this stake competition at all?
Here's what it comes down to, guys. I want to see some awesome, amazing stuff being built. I don't care what side it's from. I don't care where it's from. It's all going to be made from Earth, man. I just want to see some crazy, crazy stuff. That's really it. Like, yes.
You want to see
guys,
some cool stuff. Doesn't matter.
Canada, bring it.
Are you from Pennsylvania?
No. I'm from Florida, and then I moved to Massachusetts, then to Pennsylvania, back to Massachusetts, which is where I'm at now.
Oh, Massachusetts.
Yes. Originally from Florida, about an hour north of Tampa.
Wow. Could have been neighbors.
Yep.
Jacob, I got something for you. You've been in this competition. I don't want to say this competition, but you've been in competitions now 2 times. and you've built two really unique, incredible builds within a time frame. And I would say one of them at least within a budget, the other one maybe not so much. But because you're not actually competing against the other individuals in this competition, and a few of them are in the live chat, what advice can you give them so that way they can improve what they're doing or to make it easier for them? What is something that you've learned that was incredibly important to know going into this competition, or should be incredibly important to know for them?
Okay. Plan on having it done early. It's a 4-week competition. Have your build done by week 3. That's what you need to be having in your mindset, is have it done by week 3. For anything to go wrong, parts aren't coming in and ordering in. You want to make a cool video to display it. You're going to have the time to.
Oh,
we
wow.
lost him.
He just got cut off. Somebody pulled
the
the plug.
I was going to say, maybe it's a strategy. He doesn't actually want to tell anybody
His son's
what
playing
the advice
Fortnite.
That's too funny. He like literally just dropped from the stream, but he
I'm
might
sure
be
he'll come
back.
back. It may just be
All
a
right.
dead
Right
battery or
here.
something.
Who plugged you in? All right, he just magicianed us, and
I think that was a
Yeah.
zombie behind you, right? Like you were like,
Yeah. Donna was still.
Is that Donna getting a little bit
Yeah.
jealous? You're spending too much
Donna's
time
getting
with us?
antsy.
She's shifty. She's shifty. So where were we? Where was?
You were giving
yes,
some advice.
Yes.
Week 3.
Yes, plan on having it done early in case things go wrong, parts aren't coming in. You want to make a cool video to display the thing. And then, okay, don't overthink the other competitors. When I first did that first one, I saw as the weeks got by my competition, these guys were YouTubers that had thousands of followers. I thought I was going to get spanked in every which way. I thought I was just completely out of my league in all aspects going into this. Like some of the other people were like literally on the AtGames Facebook page. Like, you know, their logos right there. Like, this is what I'm going against. Like, it, in the end, that type of stuff doesn't matter. With the way you guys, the whole point of coming to the competition is you want to be building something, not to win something. That's the only way you're going to make something cool. But that's, you know, that's all aside. None of that will matter, especially if you guys like. So the last competition I did was the Mod Wars, and that had that ranked choice voting, and that pretty much made it so that yes, you know, they would win something for having more YouTube votes, but that wasn't the winner because of that. You know, so don't overthink that. Don't let that get in your head. Just build something awesome, and you know, you can do it. You've got this. You guys can totally do this.
It. Absolutely.
Yes.
Cool, man.
I'm for the AtGames community. Like, I want to see some awesome stuff, guys. Like, rot my brains, folks. Rot my brains.
What did you end up doing with your boards to get your buttons connected? Did you do everything by hand and do all the pinouts individually? Did you end up doing a harness or anything like that?
No harnesses. No.
Oh, you're saying it's like a bad thing. That's what I did.
No, I love going in. No, the pens was super easy.
Sure.
I love being able to have that. It was a little bit cheaper.
That's fair.
Couple bucks, and you literally just had to sit there and bloop, 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 bloop. And if I had to run extensions and stuff, it was already right there to go, and they all just connected to each other and went. And I really enjoyed doing that. It was kind of like the ASMR type stuff. You just sit there and zone out and just get into the zone and plug and play.
Trying to read this pinout chart from the instruction manual that's like probably outdated. So
yeah. Well, with the first competition, there was none of that. It was Restalgia. What's going on here, man? How do I get this to work? And he's
I
like,
cannot help you. I've heard they were doing nothing of that, right?
No,
on your
not
own.
really. I had to lean on the other.
Support.
Jay, I had to lean on some of my other competitors, and they were very helpful. And yeah. And he helped me out because, like I said, I've never done any of this before, but now I'm quite comfortable with it and get in there and wire that AtGames board all day long.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you feeling now that even though you won twice, the winner of this competition is gonna get a championship belt? Like, are you feeling left out that you don't get a belt now?
When I was watching you guys an announcement, I was like, I rescind my submission. I'm in the competition. I want a belt to go all Hulkamania on you.
I know, that'd be too funny.
Do the Undertaker like tombstone pile driver cade.
Yeah, that would be amazing. But that's so fun. So for folks that missed this, go ahead.
No, that's awesome that you guys are doing that. That's a really fun angle to play. Like somebody's gonna win a wrestling belt. Like you just added the nerd level to it, which makes me so happy. Like it just gets better and better. Like from the top rope with an elbow better.
I might have to invite Akuma Rev to help like just do final play calling for all the arcades and just introducing them. So Akuma Rev, I'm gonna hit you up and we're gonna get some wrestling WWE style announcements to kick off the winner, because that's the only way to do it. You got to get that Hulkamania in, and there's no better play caller than I can think of. But he needs a zombie head belt. I mean, you probably can make your own trophy better than anything else, but get the Jacob belt, y'all. I know maybe we can have him. We can commission him to build the belt at some point. But
hey,
I wouldn't doubt
if you want a belt, there's going to be a season 3. There's going to be a season 4.
Guys, I've got more ideas sitting. I've literally got a couple more ideas that you're gonna see in the future, guys. After this competition, believe me, you're still not done with me. I've got 1 or 2 more. One that's just insanity that I can't even wait to build. So that's gonna be in the future, and that's gonna be over $300, but it's gonna be crazy.
Well, it's funny because as soon as we confirmed that we were getting the belts in, I was like, man, now I want to recompete. I want a belt, but I'm gonna leave that for you guys and the designs that we're doing. So what we've got, if you want to throw up the belt image that we've got for our logo. So this is the logo. Obviously, we've had to tweak it a little bit to kind of fit the custom belt design, but we're refining it. And I got to tell you guys what I've seen right now with the designs we are currently working with. They look incredible. So when you guys actually see this in person, everybody's going to be like, I really want one of those. So just keep an eye out for that.
And, Team USA will be bringing it home. We've got to make that extra pronounced, because, this is just going to look a little funky if you keep waving it around, but that'll be fun.
Some big talk from a guy who's never completed a Legends build, a Connect build.
Yeah, well, I did complete my own Legends Connect build. If you folks haven't been watching in my background, this is an arcade 1-up pinball machine, yes, but I actually plugged in my Legends Connect board, and this is running the Taito pinball pack right now on the arcade 1-up. So just to showcase that, I think I'm already over budget though. Sorry, this is not a $300 build. So yeah, but that's kind of what I do. I kind of take existing products, I kind of throw them in, and I've been playing around with the Legends Connect board just to see what is possible. But I literally just opened up the package, threw it in, connected it to the monitor. I didn't connect all the buttons. I actually did connect it to the power switch. So I have the power switch turning it on, so I can turn it on. It's connected to the power switch. And I just plugged it into an Xbox 360 controller for now. I might play around to see if I can get the buttons working to an encoder, but there's the Legends Connect interface, and you can run a Legends Connect board on your arcade 1-up. So again, you can put it in anything. I think the versatility is fun. I'm just trying to give some creative ideas. I might still play around with what else I can do with my own future build. So each week you might see me play with the Legends Connect board and something else just for kicks, just for fun. But it should be pretty cool.
I think you lost that sponsor from 1-up.
They're like, what? Blasphemy. Legends pinball family.
They're competent. Oh yeah, they're not gonna like that.
It's okay. I don't care. John D can I already have his number, so it's all
knows
good.
How to get a hold of you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you already hacked their software and you unlocked 30 machines. So there's no reason to buy any other 1-up pinball machines, because you got unlock all 30 of them on that one machine. So you killed their sales.
That is a possibility. That just opened up the door to more possibilities. That's all it is. That's all what modding is, absolutely, isn't it? It's just unlocking doors.
That's right. You're just opening one door that leads to 2 more. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And killing sales while at it.
Or opening the door because there's more possibilities. You don't know what side of the coin that's on, right?
Exactly.
And so that's all it is. It's for educational purposes only, Tampatec, as much as you know.
Hey, if I bought a pinball machine, I want the most out of it. And of course, I would want 30 pinball machines on my one pinball machine. So I'm all for you. Don't get me wrong. So yeah, I love that hack. That's a great hack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Restalgia, anything else? How did you feel when I showed you the Connect board in the A1-up pinball? Is this just like crazy out of the box? Have you seen something like this yet? Has anybody done this?
I haven't seen
somebody. Nobody would be stupid enough to do this besides me, right?
I was going to say I haven't seen somebody specifically take the Connect board and put it into the arcade 1-up pinballs, but I've seen the Connect board inside of like arcade 1-up machines, and
Yeah.
that's a fairly nice and easy, replacement. These Connect boards go anywhere, man. They literally go. If it's got a monitor and it's got a controller of some type, the Connect board works with it. So it's it's fun, and I like seeing that personally. It's fun to see wacky stuff like, you take one competitor product, put it in another, and then it's just like blending both, and it makes people uncomfortable to look at. Like I'm all about making people uncomfortable.
I love it. I think it's fantastic, and it's like taking like a Xbox and making it into a PlayStation 5. It's like
in the shell,
funny.
right?
It's
The outside
hilarious.
Yeah, and it works. It's fairly plug and play, and this is my first time using the Legends Connect board, but the USB interface worked out really well. I will say though, the instructions are very lacking. So for folks that are looking for getting into this, it is a modding project that you will have to be comfortable with learning how to plug in a power switch and an external power switch, because there is no actual power switch on it. There's little things like that you have to figure out.
If you see my videos, I have some suggestions for that.
Good to know. Good to know. But the Legends interface is there. It's fun. It's a fun project. So look forward to doing more with that. But let's just do a quick round of horn for closing out the show, because I'm excited to continue seeing what you do. We'll see you again at the finale, Jacob, but you're the first person to kick off this competitor stream. Any final thoughts and words that you want to say, Jacob?
Yes, after talking and hearing from everybody. All right, you guys have to vote. Some voter is going to win my build. I'm going to build both, and then you're going to have to pick which one you want. So
yes,
that's what I'm going to do.
Nice.
I'm going to build.
Did you hear that? There it is.
Very
I'm
generous.
Both. I'm not saying I'm giving away both, but the winner's going to get to pick which one they want.
That's
what's going to come down
Still
to.
very generous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to build it for you guys in the AtGames community, because that's what this is all about, guys. The community. And I want to give back to you guys. So thank you guys. That's why I'm doing this. So yeah, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun.
That's awesome.
You're doing double duty now. So, I mean, that's amazing. Great announcement. So if you like the Pinball, TombBall, or TombCade, or CryptCade, or whatever you want to call it, you will now get the chance to see, and you can win that on prize. So that's really awesome. So cool. Thank you so much, Jacob. Again, things to rot your brains. Tampatec, anything you want to say to kind of like close out the stream?
No, I am like really impressed by Jacob, and that's still very generous. I am impressed that you're going to take on 2 builds in this one competition. That's incredible. And you're going to give one away. That just blows my mind. That's very generous. And that's really awesome. They're giving you back. That's really cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah. What do you think about the news, Restalgia?
Personally, I think that it's going to be really interesting to see you build 2 builds within this time frame, because you're really going to have to like up your game. Building one as creatively as you do is incredibly time consuming. So the fact that you're going to do 2 is just bring it, buddy. Just bring it.
Yeah, very cool. Any like concerns about doing 2 within the time frame? Do you think you're going to lose out from putting time into one or the other? Just kind of curious now that you've mentioned that.
Lose out sleep? Yes.
Yes. I was going to say you're just going to miss out on a few nights of sleep. That's
no,
all.
like I work for a huge haunted attraction that opening night is tomorrow night. I am right in the middle of my busy season. I've got to do all Halloween stuff for my family. And I'm going to build 2. Why?
Wow.
Because I love you guys. Let's do this. Vote. Get out there, competitors. Make some cool stuff. But seriously, everybody vote. 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 Vote.
It will be fun. We will give out more details about what the voting process is going to look like once we get closer to our finale. We have 2 more streams coming up. So next week, what do we got, Restalgia? Who's up next week?
I don't remember off the top of my head. Give me 1 second. I will find out. But I do know that we have 1 Canadian and 1 American.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah. So we got Canada Phil and we got Scott. So Canada Phil and Scott are going to be on next week to show us what they've done. One thing I want to ask of you, Jacob, because these builds are for the community, you got to get me some updated photos on as much as you can on a weekly basis, so that way we can update everybody and say, hey, this is how Jacob's build is coming along as well. But yeah, so if you can do that, that'd be awesome. Next week we got Canada Phil, which I just saw is in the chat. We've got
There he
Scott
is.
as well. I don't know if he's in the chat. Maybe he's watching quietly, but if not, he's going to be on to talk about his build as well. So that'll be pretty interesting.
The most Canadian representative, right in his name. Canada Phil is going to rep. So we're going to have kind of mini battles. We got Canada Phil and Scott to check it out, representing. That should be fun. I thought we were going to do a Team US stream and a Team Canada stream, but it'll be fun to
it'll be,
to get them
you know, if you do Team US, it's just, you're going to have a bunch of losers on. And then when we do Team Canada, it's just a bunch of winners. And it just wouldn't be fair. I figured we should have, you know, equal parties on both sides.
I'll just
Team
drop
America.
Team America. I'll just bring Jacob with me wherever we go and just do mic drop. That's all we got to do.
No, I'm obviously just
proof is in the pudding. Oh, cool. All right, well, stay tuned next week. Canada Phil, Scott, you guys will be on. Thank you all so much for watching. This is an exciting season 2. I can't wait. The finale is October 28th. Is that the right date? Did I get that right?
Date. Yep, October 28th.
That's the right date. Put it on your calendars. It's going to be on fire. See everybody next time. Have a good evening. Bye, everybody.